Name 5 things in your household that have a safety label. In fact, name just 2 of them. I'm going to bet you probably can't because I know, scientifically speaking, people are terrible at recognizing and remembering safety labels. As a safety professional, whenever someone asks if they can have a safety sign at work, I'm almost always hesitant to say yes because I know that they will blend into the background and people will not even realize that they're there. So I recently heard that the UK is debating whether or not to put safety labels on avocados, and I had some concerns about this. So they're doing this in response to the rise of avocado hand, which is when you're cutting an avocado and you accidentally cut yourself in the process. I can't give you any concrete numbers as to how prevalent this is. When I was looking online, I didn't see any actual numbers. I only saw anecdotal evidence, mostly ER doctors saying that they've seen an increase in cases. I saw people post pictures of their injuries, and I found out that the actress Meryl Streep actually has to recently undergo surgery for her avocado hand. So the reason why this is happening is because people are holding the avocado while they're cutting it, and avocados are very hard to tell just how ripe or how hard they are. So it's very easy to put too much pressure in and to have the knife go all the way through. And if it's your hand that is there, your hand is what will stop the knife. If it is on a table or a counter or a cutting block, that will stop the knife as opposed to your extremities. So really the main way how you can negate all of this is if you just cut an avocado on a cutting block specifically, or the counter. Cutting blocks are better. It's what you should be doing with anything in the kitchen you are cutting, especially if you're cutting meat, to make sure that you're cutting away from you as opposed to towards you. These are just kind of general safety guidelines. If you are using cutting boards, make sure you have at least 3 different cutting boards, one for fish, one for meat, and one for produce, just to eliminate the chances of cross-contamination and lower the chances of you getting a foodborne illness such as salmonella. Now, for me personally, this whole case is really frustrating because as a safety professional, it kind of sums up a lot of things I hear at work all the time that bother me. So one thing is people saying stuff like, you're trying to make it so we can't do anything and I can't get any of my work done, which that's not something I want. Another thing is people say, you're just trying to bubble wrap the whole world. And I know that is not a possibility. I know that there will always be hazards that exist. And the best way to combat that is to be aware of the hazards that are present and know how you can negate the risk of them or lower the chance of being seriously injured. So when I look at this case, I see something that people can easily mock. It's something that's not efficient, because the most efficient thing for this would honestly just be to put out there videos on how to, or information for people to know how to properly cut an avocado. And it makes it so if there's any possibility that there will be an increase in avocado price in the future if they go through with this, they will blame safety, and that is something I hear all the time. So that's just kind of my personal feelings. And in general, in all honesty, in the kitchen, there's a million ways you can get injured. So I have a burn on my hand that I got last year from, I was trying to take something out of my oven and my dog was running past me and I accidentally lost my balance while I was leaning forward, and I just accidentally, just with the top of my finger right here, just touched the side of the oven and gave myself a pretty good burn. So that happened. I had an aunt who she was putting away dishes, and she had this plate and she was trying to put it away in a cabinet and she dropped it by accident and it just shattered on the countertop, and she had just one sliver of that plate come up and sliced her pinky to the point that she actually had to have reconstructive surgery, and she will never have feeling in that pinky again. So it's something that happens in people's homes fairly regularly. It happens professionally all the time, or for instance, if you've ever seen the movie Ratatouille, you'll notice that the animated chefs have actually burn marks on their arms, and that's because when Disney sent their animators over to France, they were watching the chefs, and they noticed that it's extremely common for chefs to have burn marks, especially like right here. It's common in both fast food, as I've had friends that work at McDonald's that have those injuries, and it's common in very fancy high-scale restaurants. So instead of putting a label on it or scaring people or whatever, I'd rather just have the information out there so people know that this is a possibility and here's how you can keep yourself safe. But that's just my personal feeling. Let me know if you have any different thoughts, if you have any gnarly battle scars from your kitchen, or if there's any topic you would like me to discuss in the future. So thanks for watching and stay safe.